Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Eclectic Knitter Podcast. I'm going to turn my phone on silent, just in case. This is episode 71. It is September 23rd. It's about 5:15 Mountain Standard Time. Daylight savings hasn't happened yet. Not that it happens for Saskatoon. We don't change time, kind of like Arizona. But it means that my time in relation to everybody else's time changes. So it feels like I have to keep more track of things. Because, during the summer, I'm an hour behind my parents, but in the winter, I'm on the same time as they are. So, for making phone calls and stuff, I find that I have to pay a little more attention, which is difficult at the best of times. So, I should introduce myself and do the whole hi thing. My name, of course, is Raylene, aka Kamana Knits on Ravelry and Instagram. You can find show notes for this episode at theeclecticknitter.com. Episodes are posted to YouTube, iTunes, and they are on the blog. That's where iTunes feeds off of. I try to do a link and episode thing in the Ravelry group, but that doesn't always happen. And I don't know how much people use that. I don't know, the Ravelry group's quiet, and that's okay. It's really cloudy. It's been raining off and on all week. It's only been about, I think the high this week has been about plus 14 Celsius. So fall is definitely here and has been here like almost the entire month of September, which is fine by me because I get to wear sweaters and I get to wear socks. I like wearing socks. I get to use my heavy blanket and my quilt. I like heavy blankets. So I'm okay with this development. My dog is not happy about this rain apparently. But otherwise he's fine. He doesn't care. Whatever. So today in this episode there are going to be no finished objects of any kind. There's going to be whips and spinning whips and some other stuff. I don't know how long it's going to be. It may be short. I'm not sure. We'll see. So like I said, I have no finished objects. I did finish those Grinch socks, but I'm not going to show them again. They just needed to finish up the last heel. I finished that heel after I recorded last time. And pictures have been posted, and they've been posted. It's part of the festive sock along that Stranded Dye Works is hosting until, I think it's from September 1st to December 1st. And they don't have to be Christmas specific. So that's why the frost socks, I counted them because they're winter celebration. So there we are. That's what I was doing those for. And I've cast on another pair of socks for that Cal because I showed it one time, I think it was 2 episodes ago. I have quite a bit of holiday themed. Oh, Cyrus has finally gotten the memo that I'm not in the living room. He was waiting by the door, I think. So I pulled out all of my holiday themed yarn that I have from Vesper, from Knitterly Things. They're Vesper. It's mostly thick sock, but there's 2 skeins of the Glitterful. There's Stellina Nylon Merino blend. So I've pulled all those out with the intention of getting some work done on those, or getting some of those out of the stash, as it were. I don't know if you'll notice or not, but I have gotten some more baskets. So I have that basket right there. That's my Knit Circus Gradient collection. So I have some worsted and DK weights, as well as some fingering. And then I also have some of their gradient and self-striping sock sets, which is 2 skeins of the same kind. And then I have a 4th one right there, which has all of my Vesper sock yarn piled in it. So I'm still organizing, and I actually ordered 4 more of those baskets The two I've got here, and then I've got one in my room on my dresser, and I've put all of my hand knit socks into there. It's not even full. And then the dog has gone underneath the desk and is laying there. Oh, why did my camera go funky? What are you focusing on? Okay, that's better. I'm not sure what happened there. So yeah, that's just kind of, it's a constant work in progress, kind of, to find methods of organizing. Like, the Rubbermaid bins work fine, except I'm at the point where I don't, like, I used to know exactly what was in each bin, because I had one for my Madeline Tosh fingering weight. I had one for other sock yarn or fingering weight yarn. I had two for DK. I had one for worsted / Aran / thicker, and then I had one for lace. Well, that bin right there has a giant gaping hole plus yarn on top of it, that's my lace bin. I don't have enough room to put all my lace weight in there. And I mean, all of this stuff in here isn't in bins because I don't have enough. And I have added bins. You can see here I have some more. There's more right behind me. But I don't have a good grasp of what is in what bin anymore. So I'm trying to come up with other ways. And I am thinking about like all this exposed yarn. I'm on the 4th floor and I have all my windows face south. So during the winter with the sun so far south, it does get a lot of sun. It's not very strong sun, but I don't want to take any chances. So I'm probably going to have the blinds in here closed during the day, or at least lower so that less actual sun gets on the yarn. So I am kind of thinking about that. I guess the nice thing about this kind of haphazard storage system is that in most of the Rubbermaid bins that I have, I've got lavender sachets, even though I can't stand the smell of lavender. But all of the exposed yarn, of course, moths and stuff don't like sun, so they're probably safe as far as that goes. Not that I've ever had bugs, knock on wood. So, yeah, there's that. Whips, now that I've rambled on about stuff. So I have, these are all Fat Squirrel fiber bags. I'm just going to say that right now. She makes my favorite bags. They are sturdy. They can stand up on their own for the most part. They're not super floppy a lot of the time, especially her sock bags. And I like this. These are a pair of vanilla socks that I'm doing out of Madeline Tosh Twist Light in the Spicewood colorway. This is a discontinued colorway. I was doing this for the for a knit along in the Madeline Tosh group, Madeline Tosh lovers group. That's just not focusing. Oh, there we go. Because this is a discontinued colorway. That ended on the 15th, so that's last week Friday. I obviously did not finish. I am this far on the first sock, so I have a heel. Just did a Fish Lips Kiss heel. These are going to be from my mom. And I actually have my Ann Budd handy ruler here for other reasons. From the tip of the heel, I'm at about 6 1/4 inches. I think I'm going to go another 1/4 inch and then I can do the toe, because originally my mom measures her foot from heel to toe and she says it's 9 inches, and she wears about a size women's US, I think, or North American size 6 or 6.5, I believe. I measure my foot from heel to toe and I get about 9 inches, and I have like a size 10.5 foot, US women's 10.5 foot. So for the longest time, anything that didn't quite fit me width-wise would go to her, but a lot of the times I've been finding that even though she's supposedly the same foot length as me, I have to rip back the toe and rip back some and then redo the toe. So I'm going to knit these, I think, to 6.5, try that, an inch shorter, and then do my toe and see if that fits her better. So yeah. but these are on US zeros so that I can get a slightly smaller width wise. These would probably fit me, but they'd be tight. And it's looking a lot more stripy on the camera than it actually is. But I kind of like it more on the camera than I do in person. So there's that. That's the first sock. I cast those on a while ago. I had knit about this much. I always do top down socks. So I had knit about this much. So I'd done the ribbing and then I had done a bit. And I had ripped back a panel and I had started doing a cable panel. And I got about this far into it instead of this far doing the cable panel and I hated it and I didn't want to work on them. So I ripped the cable panel back again and re-knit it in knit. And then kept going, and now I've gotten quite a bit of progress on it. So, you know, sometimes you don't like what you're doing and you just have to suck it up. And even though I redid it, oh, I didn't bring my finished sock of this. Oh, damn it. Sometimes in order for you to finish a project, you just have to do it even though you don't want to, or it's going to take time to do it. But it would have taken, like, it took a while to rip all that back and then re-knit it, like just one row at a time. Those, I think it was 8 stitches. But it would have taken me longer if I'd ripped back the whole thing right back to the cuff and re-knit the whole thing. So that was kind of my justification, kind of. So this is Vesper Glitterful Sock in the Peace and Love colorway, which is not focusing, of course. There goes the dog again. Cyrus, what are you doing? There we go. You can see the glitter too. Ooh, fancy. So this is the second sock. I didn't bring the first sock. I forgot. Didn't grab it. It's not in the bag. But this is a full color repeat at least. So this is the second sock. I'm past the ribbing and I'm working up the leg. I knit these a bit longer than I normally do because I was really enjoying this base and the colors, and I kind of got carried away and I did like 4 full color repeats plus I think another half before doing the toe. So maybe I will have a finished pair of socks next time. It's not very traditional, like Christmassy. Like this is a gray and this is a really dark blacky purple. And then there's this blue and then the green and then there's a lighter greige kind of color. It's a brown, light brown with kind of gray undertones to it. And then there's this darker brown and then this robin's egg blue. What are you doing, dog? And then of course red. But it's Peace and Love. Heck yeah, that's right. This is the first time I've knit out of the Knitterly Things Stellina base, and I'm enjoying it. It's nice. These are on US ones, so I think that's a 2.25 millimeter needle. Hi, dog. How may I help you? How may I help you? All they can see is your nose. Well, why are you wagging your tail? You're knocking shit off the stuff. You're knocking shit off. What's your problem? Can you come here? Oh, I know you don't know what that means. Because you're not supposed to jump up. So, figured everybody could get a nice look at your pretty face, though. Nobody can see your pretty face. Okay. Mama's busy, then she'll feed you. I'm sure that's what you want. And then we'll go for a little walk. Not that you know what that means either. Thankfully. So this is my bounce blanket that I am working on. I am not in the middle of the row, but I am in the middle of a section, so there is yarn attached to it this time. This is my bounce blanket by Tin Can Knits. This is for my nephew-to-be. I am on the last stripe of the second full repeat. I really love how this is turning out. I really love the texture that's on the back. Oh, you can't even really see it, but it makes these like bumps. Whatever. So I am obviously weaving in ends as I go, or trying to. These ends have all been woven and they just haven't been clipped. One thing I have been, like, this isn't the first Tanis Fiber Arts palette that I have worked with. And they are half skeins of her Pure Wash DK base. And then I have a full skein. Well, I have 2 skeins of the natural, which is the in-between stripes. I have gone through 1 full skein of that. Now I cast on more stitches than the pattern calls for. I cast on 189, and the pattern for the largest size, I think it's around 140. So that's quite a few more stitches because I wanted to make a bigger blanket and use up more of this palette. So in the palette you get 8 colors, 130 yards each. I was wrong. I've said the yardage wrong. You get 130 yards of each color, which is half a skein. A full skein is 260 yards. So you basically get 4 full skeins of yarn, 8 half skeins. So I have gone through 1 full skein of the natural. I've broken into the second one just for like the last row and a half of this last stripe. And I'm hoping to do 2 more repeats. I may only get 1 done. Some of the skeins are getting smaller than others, I feel. But I'm not going to bother pulling out all the skeins. But I'm really enjoying the pattern and the project, and I don't mind the, there's lace on both sides of the lace portion, right and wrong. I don't mind that. I haven't looked at the actual chart or written instructions in a really long time. It's really super simple, I find. Ooh, excuse me. And once I can get into a rhythm, I don't really follow the chart unless it changes a lot or you don't repeat it that often. But this is already almost 16 repeats of that chart pattern. So the second, or that's it for knitting works in progress. I have a spinning work in progress that I've been working on for a while, and I finally finished the first third. So this is Hello Yarns, Breathless Air, Rambouillet and Breathless Air. This is going to be my first traditional 3-ply, and I find that the Rambouillet for me wants to spin super fine. This is my first time spinning Rambouillet, and I really am enjoying it. Hello Yarns had an update this morning, and it included some actual like fingering weight yarn. I just bought fiber though. So yeah, I'm working on this. I'm working on the second third of the yarn, and I'm not quite half done that. Because it is spinning so fine, it's taking me quite a while. But I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait for it to become yarn and then become a thing of some kind. I'm thinking maybe a cowl from my mom. Should be fine for like next to skin wear, even for her. Well, I don't mean even for her, but like I wouldn't feel bad gifting it to her if it's not as smooth and soft as a cashmere nylon blend. Does that make sense? That's maybe a better way to put it. So I have, that's it for knitting, at least. Well, not quite it. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is I swatched this morning for Worsted Boxy, which is for 2 different knit-alongs that I've signed up to do a Worsted Boxy for the Joji Locatelli Fall Sweater Cal, and then Madeline Tosh also does a Fall Sweater Cal. And so I'm doing this out of Madeline Tosh Pashmina Worsted. This is the Clap Your Hands speckled colorway. I am going to be alternating, but I did not alternate for the swatch. So I did like I'm going to be doing the seamless version of the Worsted Boxy. I cast on like 42. And I did it on the US size 9s, and after blocking, like when it's sitting here, and I've stretched it, because she says heavily block your swatch, like stretch it out, because I guess the weight of the full sweater will cause your gauge to stretch a little bit. So she says to really like block your swatch hard. So when I do that, I am getting the 14 stitches per 4 inches that the pattern calls for. And this is on the US size 9s. The Pashmina worsted is a discontinued base from Madeline Tosh. So I bought 2 worsted boxy sweater quantities of it from Eat Sleep Knit earlier this year. When it was announced that it was going to be discontinued. You may still be able to find it some places. So it's a merino cashmere silk blend. It's the same as their Pashmina Sport. And it's very soft. I figured with the drape of the silk and the cashmere, it would block out to what I wanted it to be. It was actually at about 18 stitches per 4 inches before I blocked it. And then after blocking, it's loose and open and very nice. I have measured around my arm. The pattern itself states to, like the boxy, I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. It's a very loose gauge, loose fit sweater. And the largest chest size circumference is 76 inches for the worsted boxy, and that is the top 3 sizes are all 76 inches around, and even on me that's like 16 inches of positive ease. So she says because it can fit a variety of body types and shapes and sizes, for size you should go by the elbow. Like this is where the sleeves start on it, is right at your elbow. So the body will basically come out to here on either side. Now right at my elbow is about 12.5 inches. So I think I can do the second biggest size without a problem. So yeah, which just means the sleeve diameter and the length is like 1/2 inch shorter, and nothing really that'll, either way you still have to cast on like over 250 stitches on size 9 needles and knit in the round for like ever. So, you know, like I think it's 26 inches from the bottom, like till you bind off for this or work on the sleeves, the shoulder shaping and stuff. But I'm excited. I do need to start that soon, but I really need to finish the blanket first. My nephew-to-be is due at the end of October. My sister-in-law's having a planned C-section, and I want to give it to her at Thanksgiving, which is 2 weeks, in 2 weeks for Canada. So I would like to get it done before then, or at least so that I can wash it and block it maybe at my mom's place that weekend and then give it to them. So, but I would like to have it out of my house before Thanksgiving or at Thanksgiving, so that I can do other stuff and get other stuff going. Because like I've said before, I also have a pie shawl that I want to knit for my mom for her birthday, and I have this sweater that I want to knit, and I want to do all the socks. I love knitting socks so much. I'm still thinking about having next year be the year of socks, and all I knit all year is socks. That's all I want to knit is socks forever. I want to knit socks for forever. So I have the yarn to do it, basically. So yeah, I think we will end it there. I don't have anything else specific that I wanted to talk about today. I hope you are enjoying everything that you are working on, and I hope you have a good week or so. I will probably record again in a week. It depends on my schedule. Right now I think I need to feed the dog because it's 5:40 and he's being pacey, and you know, we went to the off-leash park this afternoon, so he's maybe a little hungry. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.